How's everyone doing tonight? I'm excited to do a quick little pen and ink drawing that we'll do some more tea staining on. See what we get this time. Oh, the pen is no good. Let's see here. Oh yeah, isn't it trippy, man? Get to hear voices and all sorts of weirdness. You should check out my YouTube channel. You can hear me and watch me move about. YouTube channel is Chelsea Rose Arts. So yeah, I'm just gonna sketch this out and then we'll play with some tea. I'll have fun with some tea. This time I brewed 2 new teas and I'm excited to see how they'll turn out. Yay, weirdnesses. Gotta keep it weird, yo. Muy importante. Wow, this is gonna be a really rough sketch, guys, but that's cool. We're really just trying to work with some of the tea. So this time I am going to be trying green tea to paint with, which is the first time I've painted with green tea. And then I'm also going to try just a basic black tea. Before I wasn't really using a black tea yet. I wanted to try matcha green tea, but I couldn't get my hands on it. Oh yeah, hey Alessandra, Danny totally told me you were there watching his painting, his marbling session, so that's awesome. Thank you for supporting. Really appreciate it. Doing one of my trippy spine lady chicks. Goddess alien fairy mutant ladies. See how she turns out with a little bit of tea magic. Get a little bit of butt in there. A little butt. A little butt never killed anybody. And if anyone is quite offended by this lady's posterior, well, I don't even have words for you. Oh, the internet. Always making a big deal out of just women parts. Just a natural part of our existence. Butts and boobs and things. So yes, not meant to offend. Yeah, that works. Sorry, not sorry. I like that too. Yes, indeed. So yeah, just really doing a quick sketch here because I want to get to the tea staining as soon as possible. So this is going to be a kind of crappy little sketch. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Thank you. Let's see. So yeah, I mean the first tea experiment happened quite accidentally. Some of you might have been with us on Periscope when that happened, but I was just drawing and happened to set my teacup down on my drawing because I'm a genius, and it stained my drawing. And instead of crying about it, I decided to paint the whole drawing up with my tea. and it was really fun, and it had some interesting results. So I tried it again. Some of you might have seen that Periscope, and I tried using 2 different teas. I was using my Rooibos chai, which produced this lovely sepia toned brown, and then to my great surprise, the hibiscus that I was painting with, the hibiscus tea actually turned like a bluish purple instead of what I thought it would stain like a pinkish or a red. But I was pretty excited about that. So now I have a cool tone and a warm tone, but I'd like to find a green tone. That would be awesome. So I'm hoping maybe green tea will have something like that. Alessandra did some experimentation for me, and she found that there are some nice bright yellowy green kind of stains to be had, but I definitely want something more deeply green, so I think we'll have to try matcha at some point. I really have high hopes for trying the matcha as a green stain, like a nice earthy green stain. Yeah, it might be, yeah, that's what I was thinking, because Alessandra, your sample, that, was it green tea that you tried? It was almost like highlighter yellow green, which is really cool. I can totally use that for highlights, but and after that nice earthy green, so we'll see. So if any of you guys end up experimenting with tea, oh, it was coca tea, right, okay. If any of you guys end up experimenting, let me know your findings. Because I'm essentially hooked at this point. I mean, I love tea to begin with. If you're familiar with my work and my online profiles, I'm constantly yammering on about tea and tea consumption. And so to be able to now, you know, paint with it, to like do both things that I love at the same time is pretty spectacular. So I am super stoked to continue just giving her some little spots and things, and then we'll get to the painting. So I'm super inspired. I went to my first Comic-Con over the weekend, and it was neat. It was super neat, and I definitely think I'm gonna try and see if I get like a booth next year in Artist Alley. See how that goes, and you know, seeing everybody's beautiful comic books and zines and things really has me wanting to get in on that. I've already kind of started, but definitely was a kick in the pants. So and I was just thinking earlier today, wouldn't it be cool if my comic strip was completely painted with tea? And it's like, you know, like my pen and ink illustrations, but with the tea shading. And then the comic book has to do something with tea, of course. I don't know. I don't know what the story will be quite yet, but I think that's the direction I want to go, is really kind of doing a lot more tea painting and knitting tea and art and comics, and yes. Yes, I loved Comic-Con. It was so cool. It was wonderful, but it was definitely a temptation. I spent more money than I should have because there were so many pretty things and art and comics and cool stuff, but I think if I go next time as an artist, I'll have an interesting, you know, new experience participating. Anywho, just some random thoughts. Okay, I think she's mostly done. I don't know. I mean, I could fiddle forever with these drawings. Thank you, Sandra. Yeah, I really like that too. I mean, I'm all for super bright, bold color. As if you guys are familiar with my work, you probably know I'm a color junkie. But there's something really calming and earthy about the tea staining, the way it looks, and the vibe it gives my art. I really love it and appreciate it, and I'm glad you guys like it too. Alright, I should probably stop, but I could continue forever. Okay. Let me do some erasing. I got a lot of pencil sketch coming on. Yeah. But yeah, as far as Comic-Con goes, I was super impressed with a lot of the costuming. Every time I see other people in costumes, I get upset when I'm not dressed up, so I keep trying to think about what I would cosplay, which is kind of difficult with the amount of tentacles on my head. You know, I call my dreads my tentacles. But I think maybe like the nature spirit from Princess Mononoke might work despite dreads. So maybe try that. I don't know. Definitely some cosplay in my future, I feel. Okay guys, I swear, I'm gonna start painting with some tea. So yes, here's the new type of tea. This is my organic green tea. I'm gonna try some of that. And then I just got some super cheap like Bigelow black tea because I don't really plan on drinking it. I just wanted to try its color. And I'm interested to see if it's comparable or different than my Rooibos chai, which is this one. Because it's, you know, Rooibos is like a red bush African tea, so I imagine it's going to be, the Rooibos is going to be warmer than just the basic black. Now this is the same hibiscus tea that I painted with over the weekend, so it's like just been sitting there for days now. So I'm thinking maybe it'll have a darker intensity than the first time I used it. Alright, now without further ado, let's try some of this green. Imagine it's going to be good for a highlight. I'll just kind of start. I don't know. So far it looks really subtle, but it's interesting how different things look once it dries. So who knows? We'll give it a go. Give it a nice right go. Okay, so I just did a layer of that. Now I want to try some of the black tea. Do that like right here. So far, I think it's definitely more subtle than my Rooibos chai. Okay, so let's compare that to the Rooibos chai here. Oh yeah, see, that's so much deeper. That Rooibos chai, man. Oh, I'm just using my sketch paper. I don't even know what kind of paper it is. My aunt bought me this gigantic sketchbook, or at least it's bigger than the sketchbook that I normally use. And yeah, I think it's just your basic sketch paper, but it takes pretty well to acrylics, because I'll do a lot of sketching in this book, obviously, but then I'll go in and add color, you know, if I'm trying to do a color study or something like that. So, yeah. So, just sketch paper. I should probably go get myself a pad of watercolor paper and see how the tea lays on the watercolor paper. I bet it's a lot more expressive. Okay, let's try some of the hibiscus that's been sitting forever. This should be a cool tone, so gosh, where should I put it? How about right here? Oh, hi Annie! Hey! Cool! Oh, thanks for joining. Yeah, watercolor's interesting. Yeah, watercolor paper. Yeah. I'm gonna try that. Definitely part of the plan this week. I'll go out and try and find myself a fairly cheap little thing. Yay! Outrageously soothing. I love it. I love it. Oh, it's so sweet you guys are here with me. This is so much fun. So much fun. Oh, but yeah, so far, definitely still in love with rooibos chai and the hibiscus combo. The two creating the cools and warms. Definitely digging that. So sounds like the Bigelow just wasn't quite, the black tea wasn't quite strong enough. That's okay. It was worth a shot, and maybe it'll be good for some of the more subtle effects. So right now I'm just using the hibiscus, since it dries that really nice cool purpley blue. I'm just going in and you know, going for it. Oh, hi Danny. Hello. Super teas. They're also yummy. I kind of want to find a tea that I don't like, so that I don't have to like struggle to use the tea that I want to drink to actually paint with, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Yeah, this green tea's just so subtle. I don't even know if it'll show up really. Just continue with what I know is working. Yeah, and I still want to try coffee, I guess, at some point. I mean, it's not as exciting for me since I don't have like this super personal connection to coffee. But if you guys have a moment, check out my friend Davey Cadaver. He's a Portland, Oregon based artist, and he does some really cool things with coffee and his painting work. I definitely want to talk to that man, pick his brains, maybe do a collaboration. Who don't know? Could be fun. Could be fun. Oh, Davey Cadaver, like you know, it's kind of like a medical term for a deceased human body. It sounds really gross. His art's more on the darker side, just as far as like temperament and color is concerned, and it's nice and rough and very expressive. And kind of looks like Jesse Reno a bit. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jesse Reno's work, but I don't know, it's almost like folk art kind of feeling. I really like it. It's so different from the way I paint that I kind of look at it longingly sometimes because it's so loose. Sometimes I feel like I need to loosen up. Yay, Annie! Yeah, Jesse's work is beautiful. I love it. And I love how he's spawned like a whole art movement now. There's all these different people that I know in town who are extremely into his style and have kind of made adjustments, made it their own in some ways. Yeah, there's something I really admire about that style. It's just so free. And I kind of like tea painting in the sense that I feel like it is a looser work because, like, I mean, look at this. I mean, you guys see how the tea is kind of seeping out of the lines and stuff? That would freak me out if I was working with acrylic. You know, my acrylic paintings are much more exacting, but I kind of just let the tea do its thing. It's kind of like a collaboration with a good friend. Such a dork. But you get what I mean, right? Yeah. So yeah, the tea is definitely loosening me up a little bit, which is super, super cool. Definitely appreciated. Sorry, I keep having to cross over. Here, I'll move this so I don't have to go there. That works better. Sorry you guys can't really see my whole piece. It's a horizontal format. So because of the nature of this Periscope program, I can't really flip the camera to show you the full. But, you know, at the end of the session, I totally will show you what I've been doing. And then I'll post a finished photo on Instagram and Facebook. So you'll be able to see what it looks like. Annie, I saw you have a show coming up. That's super exciting. I need to go on and explore more of your painting work. I'm so much more familiar with your photography that I'm really excited to get acquainted with your painting. So congrats on your show, and go you, man. So exciting. I love it. Let's see here. I know, shows make me so nervous too. Shows are nerve-wracking. It's like a love-hate relationship with art shows. Like, I really want to, because I want my art to get out there, and I want to make meaningful connections with collectors and just art enthusiasts in general. But then there's this whole social construct that I'm not too successful at to begin with. And that I'm not really willing to reciprocate as far as, like, I don't know, going out and drinking and hanging out with all the artists. And I mean, I love to in theory, but, like, honestly, like, I just want to sit at home and paint and drink tea. So to go out and be social and sell art, it's rough. But it's a necessary evil, and I find that when I'm in the midst of an art show of mine, it's actually really fun. It's just like this, it's just that you psych yourself out beforehand. Yeah, you're right. It's in everything. It's in all industries. You're gonna find it. So it's just, you know, getting on with it, even though it's not, you know, your heart's maybe not in it. And like I said, I find like it ends up not being as bad as you think it's gonna be, you know? It ends up really not so bad in the end. Classic mind making, you know, bad shit happen in your mind, and then it's totally fun and exciting in real life. Own the nerd of the group. I love that. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do mostly. I'm right there with you, my friend. generally tend to own it, but sometimes I wonder if, you know, my hermit-ishness costs me opportunity and friends, and, you know, you gotta go experience the world to broaden, to grow, and I know that, but it's hard. It's hard sometimes to actually get out there. And I think that's why Comic-Con might be good for me. I definitely want to try Comic-Con and see what happens. See who I meet, you know, I think one of the things I'm really missing right now in my artist path is collaborations. I have one friend, Darcy Silly Weird Things. We do a lot of collaborating, and I think through all of those collaborations we've really grown as artists. So I think I need to do more of that. Definitely more collaborations. Oh, are you in New York? That sounds really crazy. Comic-Con in New York? I don't know, man. I'm just working up the nerve to go to Comic-Con in Portland. Maybe Seattle. Maybe do the Portland, or, you know, the Comic-Con in Seattle, and then see. But, you know, if it works out, if it turns into like a thing, then, I mean, that would be neat to be able to travel around and, you know, experience different cities through their Comic-Cons. I don't know if you guys watch all the, like, cosplay shows, but I totally do, and I think that's such a cool way to kind of travel and experience different parts of the country and beyond. So a girl can dream. Maybe someday I'll be at Comic-Con in New York, but for now I'm just gonna try my local con. Yep. So let's see here. I'm pretty saturated at this point as far as her figure and hair goes, so I guess I'll have to start playing with the background a bit. So this drawing that I finally inked has been in my sketchbook for a few months. I initially drew it when I was coming up for concepts for a bench mural. Oh, I was just delivered some mint tea by Danny. Let's try the mint tea. What do you think? Let's see what this looks like. I don't know, it looks pretty mellow too. But why not? Give it a shot, eh? But yes, what was I saying? Oh, this drawing was initially a concept for a bench mural. I was just trying a bunch of different ideas. I ended up actually not even painting it fully, obviously, since I just inked it, but I don't know. I've been trying not to throw away sketches. I've been trying to just go ahead and commit to inking everything I pencil out, just to see what happens. Because sometimes I'll absolutely abhor a drawing of mine, and then, you know, won't bother inking it for months, and then at some point go back to it and ink it and love the hell out of it. So we'll see. This might be one of those instances, hopefully, if it turns out nicely. Yeah. Isn't this trippy though, folks? That you'd have such, I don't know, it's just, It's amazing the contrast between the hibiscus, bluish purple, and the sepia tones of the rooibos. I mean, I just love that. And I just love if I could find some more alterations to color palette with tea painting. I would just be super stoked. Yeah, but my local little grocery store, I didn't try very hard, but I looked for some matcha powder at my local store and they didn't have it, so definitely on my list of things to grab. I have a good feeling about the matcha. I feel like it's going to be the one to get me that nice green that I want. But who knows? We'll see. Ooh, a Renaissance feel. I like that. That's another thing I want to try. I want to try like the local Renaissance fair with some of my art. See how it's received. I mean, I'd have to be selective, obviously. A lot of my work would not fit, but some of it might. Another festival I've been wanting to try is Fairy Worlds, which happens every year. I've participated as a body painter before, but never as like a actual booth, you know, with art for sale. The thing that stops me from trying all these festivals is that they're so expensive. I mean, just a 6-foot table at Comic-Con's Artist Alley is $200. I don't even know if that's per day or for the weekend, but isn't that crazy? Isn't that just, I mean, it's expensive. And so it becomes a gamble because it's like, you know, you have to have enough inventory there to be able to at least break even and beyond. You know, you don't know. It's not guaranteed how you're gonna do. You know. And then how do you know how much inventory to even prepare for that kind of, I don't know. It makes me nervous, but like we were talking about Annie, right? Like, you know, the shows are nerve-wracking, but they're kind of essential. So, gonna give it a go. Gonna give it a go. Alright, let's play with the background a bit. What do I want to do on the background, though? I mean, the last couple times I started with some spritzies, so I guess I can do that. Just kind of tapping my brush. Okay. So, yeah, do I want to just continue to do a bunch of drops, or do I want to, like, paint in some scenery? I don't know. I don't rightly know, folks. Yeah, splatters are so cool. I love splattery stuff. Spritzy splattery. Oh yeah, spritzies. It's very formal. Spritzies. Oh yeah, spirals are fun. I could just do my basic spirally stuff. Maybe I shall. Gosh, sometimes the indecision is so rough, guys. Spritzies, and spirals. I almost think in my first one, I did like a really dark wash of tea, and then I actually drew into that later and created like a hillside with trees and stuff. So maybe I want to do something like that, or maybe even like a cityscape. Whatever. Decisions. When in doubt, spirals, really. So let me just do some spiralies. Spiralies never hurt nobody. So it'll be interesting to see if I try and put this video up on my YouTube, if YouTube will be like, copyright infringement, you thief! Because last time I tried to do a scope with music, YouTube tried to remove all of my audio, because I had Jimi Hendrix playing in the background. Poor Jimmy. Man, they just owned that man in the end. And they still do. I feel like he would have been cool with it, maybe. I don't know. But anyway. I don't know. We'll see if I can actually put this on my YouTube channel. I might not be able to. I just can't stomach painting without music, though. I told Danny he might have to just start coming out here and playing the drums for me. Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, I like this background. It's very subtle, though. That's what I was thinking. Maybe not classical. Maybe classical won't be as on the radar. We shall see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try some, oh yeah, check out, I think it's actually up. I'm sorry you missed my last one. Yeah, it kind of sucks that these expire, but I did manage to put that one up on my YouTube channel. I just had to remove some of the audio on one of them, and then the other one was okay because I was out on my patio, so there wasn't really any copyright infringement to have. So definitely check out my my channel. Yeah, I don't know, I just feel like it's boring without some of the audio, but who knows, I mean, but yeah, definitely go check it out. So what do you guys think? Cityscape or trees? Like a tree line? Tree line or cityscape? That is the question. I don't know which one I want to do. Here's some detail shots. Okay, Danny votes tree lines. Okay. We'll give it to go. Thanks, Annie. Glad you like. Yeah, I'm really surprised at how nicely this paper holds wet media, seeing that it was really just for sketching this sketchbook. So I'm going to start with, I need a wash brush. I need one of my wash brushes. Okay, so I'm going to use this. It's kind of stiff from my last tea session, but should do fine. And I'm really just going to soak the paper right now. But yeah, I think you guys are right. I mean, I do really like the way that this paper behaves with the tea, but I have a feeling that the watercolor paper will make the tea stain maybe even darker because it's more absorbent, and also just more expressive and get more details in the stain. So I'm definitely going to make a trip to the art store this week and grab a couple things, including definitely including some watercolor paper. You know, I have the same problem with brushes. I'm really rough on my brushes too. That being said, I'm also buying like the cheapest brushes that I can get at my local store because I don't trust myself with, you know, with the expensive kind, because I've never been able to get a brush to last longer than like, I don't know, like a couple months. Maybe someday I'll be grown up enough. I hear ya. I think most artists are pretty economical, you know, trying to go for the cheaper, because art, even cheap art supplies is expensive in my opinion. Which is so unfortunate. It really kind of creates this like bourgeoisie mentality with art, and I'm like, aren't we over that? This is 2015. Like, this is not, like you said, the Renaissance period. Anyway, so yeah, I just like really soaked the background to the point that it's kind of like running. So I'm gonna let this dry and come back to it, I guess. I have another one I can start working on if you guys want me to continue. Oh, look, Danny found, is this watercolor paper? Danny found watercolor paper, guys. So exciting. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like from far away. This is it so far. It's like, here it is. I don't know if you guys want to flip your camera around, but I could show you this way too. But it's not finished. I think I'm going to want to go in and probably go over a lot of my pen and ink because I was just so rough putting the pen and ink down. And then also, you know, okay, I'm flipping it back around. I'm also going to go in and detail all the tree lines out and maybe put some planets maybe in the background. But yeah, got some nice tea stains this time around. So yeah, anyway, let's try some watercolor paper that Danny just found, just for funny. Thank you. Alright, so I need to draw something. What should I draw? Maybe I'll just use this brush pen. The brush pen, I won't get as much detail as you guys are probably used to seeing. But just for demonstration and experimentation purposes, let's see what we get. So for those of you who've asked me whether or not I ever draw without working in pencil first to sketch, here we go. Here I am. However, I've never actually used these India Ink Faber-Castell pens on watercolor paper, so hopefully they hold fine. I mean, the thing about India Ink is it's supposed to be fairly waterproof. As we saw in our previous piece, the tea did not stain my ink work. So we'll see if it's the same on watercolor paper. Yeah. Let's do this eye like bigger. Thanks for the hearts, dears. This is going to be a looser drawing, which is good. I mean, you guys were just hearing me lament about how I feel like I need to get a little bit looser sometimes with my art. So here's some nice, loose, rough, weird, sketchy sketch. Oh yeah, yeah, sometimes my little eyeball look kind of beakish, which I've used that to my advantage before when drawing weird one-eyed beak ladies. They're fun. probably adding way too much detail in this than I need to. Oh, digital? No. I don't have the money to go digital. You know, like, I'm so surprised. I mean, almost every booth at Comic-Con, everybody was working with digital. And I've recently applied or submitted my work for a couple different art shows that popped up on the internet, and I was kind of bummed because I wasn't chosen, but then I looked at the artwork that they did jury in, and it was all digital. It was all digital, and I was like, shoot, am I a dinosaur already? Like, do I need to start figuring out digital? But the level of technology and equipment that you have to commit to, I don't know if I'm ready for all that. Yeah, so I don't think you guys will see me doing any digital work anytime soon. Oh, no, it's fine. So yeah, there's a lot of artists that are using some really neat new software and gadgets and gizmos to create digital art. There's like, the technology is out there where you can actually pretty much draw straight onto your screen with like a stylus pen. So no need to have, you know, any art materials. You just have to have your tablet, and then these programs have all these different brushes that, you know, emulate different materials. And yeah, I mean, I can appreciate digital art in many capacities, and I do have some artists I really like that are only doing digital. But yeah, I mean, with anything, I mean, you know, when photography went digital, there was definitely some sadness. And I just try and be flexible, though, you know, with the times. But yeah, I'm so excited about, like, the hands-on aspect of art making and the mess it makes and all these things that, yeah, digital just isn't as exciting to me at the moment. But, you know, some of my favorite illustrations and cartoons are all done digitally at this point, so I think some cool stuff can happen out of it, but yeah, not quite me. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see how the modern world keeps changing art and art culture, and you know, the way that we view art and collect art, value art. It's all changing, which is inevitable. I mean, everything has to change eventually, you know. But anywho, here's my weird little sketchy sketch chick. I could play with her forever, but we want to start playing with the tea. So, Chelsea, stop drawing. Stop it. No, just a little bit more. Thank you. Just adding some little pieces here. You guys are so sweet. This is fun though. This is a total art experiment happening live. Alright, I'm gonna put the pen down. Okay, let's see here. A clapped chin. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't think I've done those. That would be fun. I'll have to try that. Okay, let's see if it smears. So far, so good. So this appears, I mean, in my limited knowledge of watercolor paper, I have some knowledge, definitely not an expert, seeing that I work mostly with acrylic on canvas, but I believe this is a cold press because it's, or is it a hot press? Dang it, I don't know. I don't remember. But this watercolor paper is very smooth, so it's not really behaving quite as absorbent as more of like the rougher press ones might perform, but I definitely feel like I have more control over my application of the tea to the actual paper, because it's not steeping out quite as much. It's not like feathering. And I forget who it was, but somebody pointed out that my hibiscus tea might have actually just been interacting with the paper itself to create that blue, and I'm starting to kind of think they were right, because check this out, guys. This hibiscus tea is not turning blue, is it? I mean, it's still pretty bright pink. Whoa. Okay, so now I know that some of this tea, its color changes depending on the actual paper you're using, the paper you're working on. It's totally staying pink. However, if you look at this iris, like that, you see that that's drying a little bit purple. So I'm interested to see if once it completely dries, it does end up getting more on the cooler side. Very interesting. It does make a huge difference. So I'm glad Danny found some watercolor paper to play with. So I'm definitely gonna have to get some more, maybe some different pressed, varieties. Super cool. Putting some more of the Rooibos chai down. It's like one of the best things about like the whole tea painting experience is, why is it not focusing all of a sudden? How do I make it focus? There. Okay. One of the best things about painting with tea is how aromatic it is. It's seriously, like, it smells so good. It's so relaxing to get to paint and smell all these yummy different teas. Oh yeah, Alessandra, I should totally try the green. Okay, let's see, here's the green. Got my green. Let's see what it looks like. I imagine I'll just use it as a highlight. Let's see. Ah, it's so weak still. I mean, in the cup, there's definitely some color in there, right? You guys see that? But it just goes on so weak. That's why I think that matcha is gonna be scratch and sniff scoping. I love that. I love it. Yeah, looks like that green is still just so light. You can barely see it. Still trying the green out right now. Can you guys see any difference with the green? I think if anything it will turn the paper like a super light yellow, which is cool. It's, you know, more subtle toning and shadowing, if that's more necessary. Put some right in her eyeball. Okay, we'll let that dry, that green, and come back to it and see what it does. Yeah, you know, I mean, with the way that I brewed these, I tried to brew them with the idea in mind that I want them to be as strong as possible. So I actually used very little water. I mostly just like got enough of the hot water in the cups to, you know, to hit the bag. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I need to start trying some other brewing methods. I love how experimental this process is, though. It's really fun to play with. What's kind of cool about this watercolor paper is the tea kind of sits like on top of the paper for a little while, so you can kind of go in and touch it with a little bit more color, and it kind of seeps in and swirls and changes like right on the paper. You guys see what I mean? Like right here? Like I can just, you can just go in and hit like right here, and it kind of dabs in. Like that. See? Kind of like that. Yeah, it's a bummer that green's so hard to achieve, but it's kind of fun though. It's kind of fun that it's a challenge. I'm excited to keep experimenting. Definitely fun stuff. Let's see. But yeah, coffee. Definitely think coffee is probably the best stainer. I mean, I haven't tried it, but just from seeing my friend Davey Cadaver's art that he's made with the tea staining, it's super dark and dynamic. Like it even changes with its with layering and stuff. But like I said, it's not as romantic as tea to me. Not quite as romantic. It is turning purple. It is totally turning purple, which, as you guys might know, I don't mind since purple's my favorite color. But yeah, it's totally weird. Totally bizarre. I just never know how this stuff's what it's gonna do. It's kind of fun. Oh yeah, that's totally right. That's very classic watercolor. Why don't we try that for the background? How about, since I don't have a cup of water handy, I'm just gonna try and do a wash with the super light green tea in the background. And then we'll drop in some color, like you were saying, into the wash. See what happens. Okay, so that's pretty saturated there. Now let's see what happens. Ooh, yeah. Definitely spreads. It's very organic in the way that it's spreading. Maybe add some magenta in there. It's all kind of running to the side because it has a bit of a bend. That's really fun. It's softer, you know? Like I can create the the spritzes, but they're soft versus super hard. It's almost like a tie-dyed effect. It is fun. Alessandra, thank you for telling me. It's kind of almost like tie-dye. I wonder if salt would work on this as well. You know how salt changes watercolor, so maybe I'll try that too on this one. Let's just go crazy, right guys? Let's just see what happens. Alright, I'm gonna have to get up to get the salt unless Danny wants to come and grab me the salt. Probably the, probably be cool to try the Himalayan salt that we have. Because that's kind of rocky. Might have some different textures. Go back to... That is super witchy. I would love to do that. I would love to make magic tea potions to paint with. Definitely. Danny brought the salt over, so I'm gonna try it right now. It looks like it's working. What do you guys think? I mean, that is kind of cool. It's definitely added a whole nother dimension to it. Try more salt here. Yeah, I like it. I like the salt. I totally like the salt. This is so fun, guys. Let's see. But I'm using like my super like fancy Himalayan salts that I use on food, like on my painting. Now that's dedication, folks. I want to get some like little details going with in her shoulders maybe. Thanks for the salt, Danny. Appreciate it. That was sweet of ya. Just kind of giving her more of an outline here. Nice glow. And then if we come in and just do little dots. Thank you. Thanks guys, this is so much fun. Thanks for hanging out as I just play. Don't even know what the heck I'm doing. It's the best kind though. It's the funnest when you're experimenting. You're just trying things out. Thank you guys. Thank you. No thank you. No thank you. Oh thank you. Yeah, this is getting wet, huh? Are you guys getting anything other than glare? Sorry. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I love how unpredictable these results have been so far. Beetlejuice. I love that. I need to draw Lydia. I haven't drawn Lydia. That'd be fun. Oh, I need to add some of the chai into the background too. Let's see. Just a little bit. Just to tie it in. Should I try more salt? Yeah, I think I'm gonna let it dry and then we'll see what it looks like when the salt I can just kind of grab and pull off. Ooh, it's adding to it, eh? Alright. Might have just overdid it on the salt, but... Alright. So, I think I should probably let her be, because, the paper is just sopping wet. So, let me just kind of do... So this is what she looks like so far. Sorry, there's so much glare. But the salt's doing some interesting stuff. It's kind of gathering the color. So yeah, and it looks like she is, oh, I probably shouldn't drop it there anyway. Looks like she's pretty much dry at this point, so this is what her colors are at the moment. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go back over this one with more ink, and like I said, do some more stuff in the background. But yeah, that's about it. I think I'm gonna stop right there while I'm ahead. Woo! Wow, that's really bright. Holy crap! Now it's really dark. Okay. Hi! Hi everybody! Thank you so much for hanging out. Definitely post the finished results on Instagram and Facebook and all my various profiles. So yeah. But yeah, here's my little, this is where I was working. You guys see all my mugs? Look at all them tea mugs. Look at all that. So much tea. Yeah, and we'll see if YouTube lets me upload this on my YouTube channel. So yeah, sweet dreams everybody. Thank you so much. Mwah. Find me on Lucid Rose on Instagram and Chelsea Rose Arts on my YouTube channel. Okay. Bye. Good night. Thank you. Mwah. See how do I wait? Turn it off. Bye.